Hello beauties, I'm Bonavoxel. I'm happy you decided to stay till this part of the video. Hope you like the machine I showed you, and now for the technical aspects we are here. First thing for sure is to smack that like button and subscribe to be updated on any new redstone or other videos I make. First things first, this is a piston based farm. Let's see why a piston based farm. Despite all designs that are around, I decided to make it a piston because it's simpler and it fits more the redstone I know. Except the usual piston wall you see in many other farms has this little flow that you're going for the wood, you're okay, but since the piston push one slice of the tree at a time, if you're going for shroom lights or for other kind of blocks, you're not doing well. Instead, with a corner of piston, a piston wall corner, like this, imagine it working by the two sides. Obviously I couldn't because I have the sign. You have this thing moving all these blue blocks. The red blocks are not generated or not treated, while these ones, the inner 3x3, in which we are most interested in, are which must produce light blocks. A little percentage of light blocks we also have on this external side through here, but this area is obstructed, so these generate 1/2 because of the layers of housed on the machine and the slices of the tree. You'll see better through the end of the video. And so it has half the chance to generate and we're less probability of light blocks, while this inner corner in these 4 blocks behind has also the half the chance to generate, but it has a good probability of lights. So as we see, respect to the single piston wall or the double piston extender wall, which was another option, it has a simpler mechanism to activate because it's a normal pulse, while this one has this external circuitry. I'll show you better in another video about the single module of this piston. We can see in the schematic how much blocks we save with any of these solutions. And it clearly speaks by itself. Let's go further and we head to where the machine is based. So now we start it. And what we see here is that we have the normal everyday Ito hopper clock, this one. Here we are with the planting pod. Oh, it's very noisy, let me turn it off. Here behind, as you see, the Ito hopper clock puts the signal into this pulse extender. The hopper clock is perfectly timed on 7 items to make the pistons do the full cycle before another tree could potentially grow in the middle of the extended pistons, breaking all the stuff. So it's the less time possible. These pulse extenders lead into this circuit which feeds the recycle of the bone meal, which is coming up by this water column and be equally distributed into the 2 lines. The droppers, these are dispensers, which dispenses bone meal, one onto the nylium, I was to say mycelium, but it's nylium, one onto the nylium where we grow our plant, which is here, that one inside, oops, this one, and the other upper dispenses the bone meal on the mushroom, if it creates a mushroom, or on the roots, while this piston, obviously because here we have a signal inverter taking care of this piston, will be retracted. Imagine this piston retracted and this tube on meal in one, the nylium. This piece of nylium is to regenerate if this piece of nylium, the most important, degrades to netherrack, and the bone mealer upper, the dispenser upper side, bone meals the eventual mushroom it has created to develop it into another fungi in which we are interested. After done this cycle, the piston pushes the trunk outside this observer sees the stuff happening, so it registers that a tree has generated, and so gives the signal up to the piston wall, piston corner. Here we can see I knew these blocks were came handy in some way, and we see the collection system on the pool where all the items fall down. They are took into the middle. Imagine this mirrored on the other, this right side, and after they have collected, they go back with this line, which is this one coming back. Imagine it mirrored, I say, and go below where there is a standard overflow protected sorting system, which also sorts here. But let's go take a look. Yeah, here behind we see how the bone milling, this is the control floor with the switches also for the TNT. And here below we can see the sorting system from the right side, and we can also see how the items, the compostables, are filtered, recycled, turned into bone meal, and spitted upstairs to be used in the machine, which is in this way should be completely automatic and self-sustainable, but is what we are going to test now. I guess because many of the times you don't grow a mushroom, you obtain simply roots and stuff like that, which are compostables, but doesn't generate a whole nether fungi. Machines tends to use a bit more bone meal of how it produces, unless you come here to this station and manually spam, right-clicking in AFK, the mushroom on Denialium, so you obtain a full tree every cycle of this module of the two. Because of the 3 machines we made, I made the one with 2 modules. They call it the NOOB one because it fits better my needs and doesn't lag. In fact, what you see in the first video, the NOOB machine is the one actually working. The one saved for Pro may eventually, now that I powered up some things, work on my PC, but it was very laggy and it crashed the world. I'm scared to reload that word to record it another time while I was recording the video you saw. And then the machine you see here, the Hermit, is just a mock-up. The grown trees are mocked up and pushed by the piston and exploded by TNT just in order to make the video. Is somewhat to show a scale on how big you can build this contraption, since it's modular, but unless you have what's called a beefy computer, I don't suggest you to use a so large scale building. Well, let's go further and see the next module we're interested in. It's an interesting thing also. Here down below is interesting to see how, and I actually changed this a bit, this activation for a piston below is set by this side with an observer because it's cheaper, and not necessarily cheaper, but easier to build. And what it happens is that we have this comparator. When it goes to 42 items, should be a long count. When it goes to 16 items to 42 is the answers, like always, he spits these things, but this is interrupted from a piston here, you'll see, in order to pack up the items together, and so when they get up to the 2 hoppers, they achieve equal distribution between the dispenser above. So here it gets to 42, and it spits, they pack up, and they are released, so they go upstairs all together, and that's all about this. Then we have the TNT duping module and its activation. As you see here, this is the command you have down below, an out block, you just click, and what it gets is to retract and start the usual hopper clock like always. Now it boom. Yeah, it's noisy. And what it happens here is that the signal coming out from this torch and the hopper clock, it's sent to activate a 6 bits piston feed tape, which send actually it's 3-bit repeated, but it's 6-bit, 6 1 on or off information, which are turned on this feed tape and sent by the different delays, the different circuit with different delays, in order to activate, but not to activate, the activation is up here, in order to delay the opening of the trapdoor we have down here in the hole, which releases the TNT at the correct height. We have set 3 different timing, which are 3 different height at which the TNT blast, and this is in order obviously to peel the produced mushroom, the produced tree, to peel it from the bottom up, like a kebab in the opposite side, from down to up, in order to don't lose a block, in which if we blast first over, the dropping items will drop onto the other blocks to destroy and be destroyed by the explosion, and we have losses of them. So we have to alternate the 3 pulses or the whatever number of pulses in order to make them blow from the lower one to the upper one. And then just another brief look at what can be interesting, the floor. This is kind artistic, so if you want to copy the module, I can stand when people uses glazed terracotta just in modules of 4, like I did here in the center, but as you see it's mixed with other blocks like these light blocks, which prevents spawns, and other colors in an uneven number module, which gives a sensation like of dynamism of movement, and is what makes this material cool. Just for sure not to use in bigger tiles. We also have tiles, it's Minecraft. Hope you enjoy the floor. Now let's head to the machine, and we will load all the machine exactly with 3 stacks of bone meal, each bone mealer, each dispenser, to prime the machine, and with obviously the 42 we need here down below in order to make it start, 41 more correctly. Here also up the stairs we go. We make sure that there are 3 stacks here and 3 stacks down, with which we will prime the machine. Then we go downstairs, we switch on our TNT blaster and start switching on the farm. Take a sign on which time is it, and take a look how much it takes for the machine. Now I'm shouting because it's loud. How much it takes to end up the bone meal, or if it is completely automatic, as I hope it to be. So now I guess it's time-lapse time. Here we go. And stop. The farm has been running for exactly 16 minutes before running out of bone meal on the red pod. And now let's take a look downside what the products we got from this quarter hour of fully automatic farm, which now we know to be it's not. Well, we got some pretty good stuff. We also got some lights, and we have obviously 2 lines in which, so this plus this, a lot less, but a lot more blue, and some lights. So, what the test we're going to do now? Another time lapse, filling back the dispenser with bone meal, supplying them, and trying to be in one pod, manually planting like in AFK with spamming right click, if the productivity makes it self-sustainable